understand what I'm showing you in this problem. All right, you got the picture. Here are the directions. The diameter of circle X is 22. The diameter of circle Y is 16. If WZ is 5, I'd like you to find XY. The diameter of circle X is 22. The diameter of circle Y is 16. If WZ is 5, find XY. All right. Let's start picking apart this problem. Sentence by sentence, piece by piece. Let's start with the first just sentence or so. The diameter of circle X is 22. Diameter. Diameter. That means completely across the circle. This is circle X. It's the big circle. If the diameter is 22, that would mean that the distance from here to here, that kind of looks like a radius. Maybe I should have highlighted it. Here, let me highlight it. From X to Z, looks like the radius of a circle. That would have to be half the diameter. Half of 22 is 11. So I'm going to put 11 right here. Just keep in mind, 11 is the distance from X to Z. Next part. Diameter of circle Y, which is the small circle, is 16. Diameter, once again, if the diameter is 16, I'm kind of looking at the small circle, then from here to here, which is the radius, right? Radius of a circle starts at the center, goes up to one of the endpoints. That has to be half of the diameter. Diameter is 16, so this has to be 8. So let's see if I can do this. From W to Y is 8. Okay, so from X to Z is 11. W to Y is 8. Okay. If WZ is 5, WC, that's from here to here. That's 5. Find XY. Alright, let's make this easy, folks. This is probably going to be the hardest question in your homework. Let's make this easy. I'd like you to, actually this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover up the left or the right side of this problem. Folks, the distance from X to Z is that red 11. And the distance from W to Z is 5. What does XW have to be? Once again, if X to this intersection point right here, Z, is 11, and W to Z is 5, doesn't that have to be 6? Because this piece plus that piece has to add up to the total 11. It has to be. Same thing over here. Cover up the big circle. If the whole distance, the radius of this small circle is 8, and that distance is 5, doesn't this little distance from Z to Y have to be 8 minus that 5? Doesn't it have to be 3? So we got a couple pieces. This is the stuff you're going to have to do in your homework tonight. Just do some subtraction, Figure out what the total is and subtract the part of it. We need to find XY, which of course is the distance from this center to that center. Well, don't just add the 11 and the 8. I love when kids, 11 put 19, it's 19. No, it's not 19. Don't add these distances because you're including that center part twice. What I like to do is just add the pieces together. I just add 6 plus the 5 plus the 3. 6 plus 5 plus 3. Hopefully I do some mental math right. Don't want to screw up on YouTube. 14. Distance is 14. There it is. There it is. Alright, example 3. I think you're going to need a calculator on this problem. And I'm going to start example 3 down here. And before I start example 3, I need to give you 2 equations. One of them is the circumference equation. And one of them is the area equation. Now, circumference is when you have a circle. And I hope they cover this in middle school. I think they did. Every single year I teach this lesson, I always ask the kids, have you seen circumference before? 99% of the kids say yes. But if you haven't seen it, circumference is when you go the perimeter of the circle. I always like to visualize that if you were an insect, if you were a ladybug walking around this circle, can everybody see that circle? If you were a ladybug walking around this circle and you started here and you went, yeah, okay, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to fall asleep, okay, wake up, and you walked completely around a circle, that is known as a circumference. It's a distance around a circle. Whereas area, once again, I hope they covered this in middle school. If not, here it is. The area is when you completely fill the inside of a circle. That would be the area of a circle. So I'm going to give you both these formulas, and you're going to have them. The circumference formula is pi d. You're going to need it for this problem. Trust me on this. Circumference equals pi d. It's in your book. They actually have a different formula. I'm going to ask you all to use this one right here. It's easier. It's a heck of a lot easier. All you need to know is that the big C is circumference. This is your pi button. It's 3.14 and it goes on forever. It's what we call an irrational number. When we punch out these pi's with our calculators, I want you to use the pi button. I'm pulling out my calculator right now. So if you have a scientific calculator, great. There's the pi button. If you click it, it goes on forever. It actually keeps going infinitely off the calculator screen. But I'd like you to use the pi button. Don't use 3.14 like they did in middle school. The D right there, that's your diameter of your circle. All right, area. Here's another famous equation. Pi r squared. That'll give you the area of any circle. Area is going to be pi. The r is radius. Cool. Cool. Let's start this problem. What do you say? What do you say? Okay, a circle has a radius of 27 feet. I'd like you to find the circumference. Circle has a radius of 27 feet. Find the circumference. Nothing crazy here. I'm not even going to draw a picture. You don't want to see my circles drawn. I can't draw circles anyways. Circle has a radius of 27 feet. Find the circumference. Folks, I'm going to use the circumference formula. You want to find the circumference? So C equals pi d. Alright. Circumference equals pi times, well, if the radius is 27 feet, hopefully you can figure out what the diameter is. Just multiply it by 2. Double the radius, that will give you the diameter. I believe it's 54 feet. Okay. Circumference equals. Now, the book's probably going to say, round to the nearest tenth, round to the nearest hundredth. Follow directions. Just for the sake of this problem, I'm just going to round to whatever I want, Okay, let's see if we can do this. Go ahead and punch this out as well. It's not rocket science. 54 times pi button. That's not your answer. You got to hit equals. There's your answer. Circumference is about 169.6 units. Well, since we're walking around a circle that has a radius of 27 feet, this is going to be a distance. So it's just going to be feet. There's your circumference. Whereas area is always feet squared, inches squared, miles squared, but circumference is always in feet. Alright, something you've all been waiting for. The time that Mr. Kosal says, last example. Everybody, this is the last example. I'd like you to find the diameter and radius of a circle to the nearest hundredth. Find the diameter and radius of a circle to the nearest hundredth if the circumference is 65.4 centimeters. Find the diameter and radius of a circle to the nearest hundredth if the circumference is 65.4 centimeters. Okay, that one equation. I'm going to have it with me. C equals pi d. Circumference equals pi d. Now, last problem, I gave you the radius, which we doubled. We plugged it in here, and then we found the circumference. This time, we're kind of flip-flopping it. Because if you read the problem, if you read it very carefully, it tells you what the circumference is. The circumference is 65.4 centimeters. So that is what you're going to plug in here. The circumference, right there, that's C, circumference, is 65.4 centimeters. Equals pi d. Now I think the d, the diameter, is exactly what we're trying to find. That's your variable. Okay, so that's what we're trying to solve for. 65.4 equals pi d. Now usually kids get to this step and they're, hi, Mr. Kosal, how do we solve for d? How do we get the d by itself? Well, just take a look at it really quick. There is multiplication between the pi and the diameter. And we want to get that pi out of there. And we've been doing this since Algebra 1, folks, to kind of undo that multiplication. Let's divide both sides by pi. So when you divide by pi on both sides, those pi's are going to cancel. Equal sign comes down, the diameter comes down, d comes down. We just need to evaluate what 65.4 divided by pi is. So, once again, go back to the calculator. There's the answer for the last problem. Let's do 65.4 divided by, all right, hit the pi button. That is not your answer. You don't know how many times I have kids write that down. That's pi. I just did 65.4 divided by pi. Hit the equals button. So 20, I gotta make sure to the nearest hundredth. 20.82. Nearest hundredth is 2 places after the decimal. 20.82 centimeters is the diameter. Once again, if you need me to see that one more time, in your calculator, scientific calculator, do 65.4 divided by pi equals, and you'll get your answer. Got the diameter. It's also asking for the radius, so let's quickly do this. If we have the diameter, how do we get to the radius? Yes, just cut it in half, divide by 2. So take this, 20.82. Some of you can do this in your head. Divide by 2, 10.41. 10.41. And you got your radius. All right, folks. Chapter 10 has begun. Here's your homework. Page. Let's see. Where did I put that? Page 701. I'm not giving you a lot, and these problems go super fast. 10 through 28 all. Now, just like the past couple of lessons, once you're finished with this, I do want you to send it to my email. I've had a couple of kids that have just forgotten, where they do the homework and they don't send it to me. Send it to my email. Take a picture of it, send it away. I'm also going to throw up an extra credit opportunity for you guys. I haven't checked your binder or your notes from Chapter 9, so I'm going to allow you to turn that into me. We've taken 3 sets of notes for Chapter 9. 9.1, 9.2, and 9.4. Here's the extra credit. If you take a picture of these notes and send them, let's just kind of add it to this arrow, send them to my email, I will give you 2 points extra credit per sections of notes. I just want to check to make sure you're doing the notes, and to be quite honest, I kind of want to help your grades a little bit. If you don't want to do this, if you're already getting an A++++ in my class, don't bother. Don't even send the notes. If you want to up your grade a little bit, I know some of you have been sending me emails. How do I get myself better? How do I improve my grade? Send me these notes. Hopefully they're completed. Send them to my email. I'll get you some extra credit points. As always, I need to put a deadline on your homework. So this homework from 10.1, I need it by midnight. I need this assignment by midnight, and that's Monday midnight. So make sure you get this done. Extra credit. Go ahead and take advantage of that opportunity. And folks, we'll see you on Wednesday. See ya.